This is Will with Cigar Coop. I'm at the 2012 IPCPR trade show, and I'm here with a true American patriot, someone who's fought for our rights as Americans, probably as good as anyone I've seen in my lifetime, the Executive Director of Cigar Rights of America, Mr. Glynn Loope. Glynn, thank you for taking a few moments to join.
Will, it's great to be with you, and you're far too generous. And I hope everybody that's looking at this and listening to this forgives my voice. It's been a long several days here in Orlando.
Mr. Loope actually gave one of the most passionate speeches last night at a Drew Estate event, and I tell you, he just blew the doors off in terms of that. So if you were there and you're watching this video, you know what I'm talking about. So
well, it's that was among a series of them. Obviously, all this started last week. We did a CRA seminar, IPCPR seminar on the political issues confronting the industry, starting last Thursday. Then it was another series of events, and then the awards presentation with Davidoff on legislative achievement to a handsome collection of retailers that have helped our cause. So it's been a long but very, very worthwhile endeavor this week.
So Glenn, we'll get right to business. HR 1639, S1461, beginning of August. Now where are we?
Well, it's very interesting. I mentioned this in our seminar last Thursday. You know, this time 12 months ago, there was 46 co-sponsors in the U.S. House of Representatives on HR 1639. It was just so ironic, and it was really a mission of the entire team that worked on this. But during this show, of all times, during this show, HR 1639 flipped 219 co-sponsors, a working majority of the United States Congress. It's absolutely unprecedented in the history of the cigar industry that type of muscle, that type of political power has been put behind this industry to help protect it from the heavy hand of the FDA that would really want nothing short of tobacco prohibition and gutting the cigar industry. Also, with the companion bill in the Senate is 1461. We just flipped 13 co-sponsors in the U.S. Senate, on the Senate companion bill. A wonderful new collection, and we were able to announce at IPCPR that Senator Bob Casey of Pennsylvania has signed on to the bill. Incredibly significant. A Democrat who represents Pennsylvania, well, obviously with a tremendous presence in Pennsylvania for the cigar industry. It was amazingly awesome that, I can't put it any other way, that Senator Casey signed on to this legislation.
This is truly a bipartisan effort. I mean, this is not about being a member of one party or another party, and I think, would you agree this is something that's, incredible in terms of what we're seeing right now?
Well, I did an interview with the Wall Street Journal back in May, and I said, any piece of legislation that's got Charlie Rangel and Michelle Bachmann on the same bill, it must mean one thing: we're right. And so the bipartisanship of this legislation is truly unprecedented, not just for the cigar industry, but also in terms of this Congress. There's all this press every single day about partisan gridlock, how nobody can get along on anything in Washington, D.C. There's a lot of truth in that. But there's 44 Democrats on this bill. 44 out of the 219 sponsors are Democrats. We have an amazing representation on this bill from representatives, members of the Congressional Black Caucus. It's true, which personifies the bipartisan nature of this bill. We literally have the most liberal elements of Congress coupled with literally Tea Party Republicans on this bill. So yes, the bipartisanship has absolutely helped us. Also, we noted in a release that CRA put out last week that 21 states that are on our bill, 21 states that are represented on the bill out of 40, there's at least one Democrat and one Republican from each of those 21 states on the bill. So obviously, we've got friends on both sides of the aisle.
Amazing. So what's next in terms of, now we've got this working majority, we're still working the Senate. What is next now for cigar rights folks to look on this?
Well, obviously, here we are. This year is absolutely flying by. Already we're starting to prepare for legislation that we'll know will be coming down the pike in the states in January. We have to start planning now for what happens in 2013 at the state level. We've got a plethora of local issues, whether it be referendums or smoking ban types of issues we're going to be delving into. Right now we have to be specifically concerned about a statewide smoking ban referendum in North Dakota. Referendums are terribly difficult things to try to defeat because it's out of the hands of a legislature, if you will. Also, a statewide tax increase on tobacco proposed that could impact cigar smokers in Missouri. So with that, it's already a preamble to what's to come in the next 6 months. And then obviously trying to get 1639 and 1461 through Congress somehow, some way, and to be monitoring what FDA could be doing to us even as we speak. Keep in mind, The FDA has the power to regulate right now. We could wake up tomorrow morning and they could post regulations on the cigar industry. So we're going to be continuing to monitor their activities as well. So it's a week in and week out effort at the local, state, and federal level.
Excellent, excellent. And as far as the White House petition, we've just eclipsed the 30,000 mark. Where do you see that standing right now?
Well, obviously flipping 25,000 within 30 days compels an official response. But the White House is under no time constraint on when to issue that response. With it being an election year, we don't know how they're going to react to that, but we know that sending an election year message that 30,000 folks have taken the trouble to fill out that White House petition, and we encourage folks to go to our website and do that as well, cigarrights.org, which, by the way, you can go to our site and fill out the White House petition, the congressional petition, to help send your word as to how you feel about these issues to the administration and to the Congress. So we need to continue to get those numbers up. Our petition to Congress has got now over 195,000 signatures on it, which is an amazing commentary. But let's get that up to 250,000. Let's really push that to 250,000 before Election Day. And let's continue to get that White House number up to 50 and 100,000. Because literally every vote counts now for everybody in this election year.
Yeah, and Glynn, I've heard you say once before, when you go to the voting booth, you're not a cigar smoker, you're a cigar voter.
That's the line I've been using ever since, probably ever since Big Smoke Vegas, so several years ago, probably 3 years ago. I was on a panel and I said, it just came to me up there, it was an election year also, and I just said, you're no longer a cigar smoker. You literally are no longer a cigar smoker. If you are passionate about this industry, if you're passionate about the ability to enjoy a cigar with your friends in your local shop, your local cigar club, then you are now a cigar voter. Think about how these politicians are treating you as a cigar voter. Vote that way, and we can start to change some of these policy measures that could be and have been utterly disastrous for this amazing industry.
Excellent. So, Glynn, one last question. We talked a little earlier. There's an exciting new endorsement program that's coming down the pipe. What can you tell us about that?
Well, literally, we wanted to get some folks lined up as celebrity spokesmen, if you will. It's something that we've talked about for a long time, but you know, with the plethora of legislation and revenue confront, things go front and back on the old to-do list. But we really want to roll out a really handsome celebrity endorsement program. I think right back here, I don't know, I guess you can see this. This is sort of an idea of how this would work. We gave an honorary lifetime membership to former New York Mayor Rudy Giuliani, to former Las Vegas Mayor Oscar Goodman, both of them passionate cigar smokers. They've been wonderful for the cause. They give us these great statements to use to personify how Cigar Rights of America has the backing of leadership for folks like this. We want to do the same thing with celebrities that are non-politicians. We want to do it with sports figures, people from the arts and culture, people from the sports arena. And we've got a handsome list of those that we're going to be rolling out in the very near future. I'll give you an example of one to come that we've already kind of put out some hints about and the like, but we did a wonderful video shoot with Arturo Sandoval. Arturo Sandoval, as you know, is a close personal friend of Carlito Fuente. We worked with Carlito, and Arturo's been at several big smoke types of events, plays that trumpet, 6-time Grammy Award winner, a man of the arts, a man of Cuban heritage, passionate about his cigars, just an amazing artist, if you will. To have somebody from the arts endorse us like Arturo Sandoval, somebody like Arturo Sandoval who was literally playing the trumpet on the steps of the United States Capitol with us, playing the Star Spangled Banner and the National Anthem, to have him endorse this and to say to the Congress that cigars should not be regulated in a way that decimates the history, the culture of this industry, is an amazing testament. It shows that it's not just guys like you and I sitting around. There goes that Nimish Patel fleeting in the background. It shows that it's not just guys like you and me that love cigars, that it's people that came out of sports careers, business careers, political careers, arts, culture. We want to personify that this is bigger than all of us. And I think that helps to tell the message to the political community.
Excellent. Well, Glynn, like I've said, you are a true patriot, and
it's all a team effort, Will.
and thank you so much. We're in great hands with your leadership. This is Glynn Loope, Executive Director. Will signing off. Take care.